Good evening, everyone. We will begin the evening service of the Miroku Association headquarters, expressing our gratitude to God and Meishu-sama for the permission and protection granted while participating today in God's divine plan of constructing paradise on this earth. Let us pray together the Amatsu-Norito, the prayer of heaven, followed by the Miroku Prayer. Please stand. 高天原にかむずまります。かむろぎかむろみのみこともちて、すめみおやかむりさなぎのみこと、つくしのいむかのたちはなのおどのあはぎはらにみそぎはらいたもうときになりませる。あらいどの神たちもろもろのまがこと罪けがれをあらいたまえ清めたまえとまおすことのよしを天つかみ国つかみやおよろずの神たちともに雨の口駒の耳振り立てて聞こしめせとかしこみもまおす弥勒おみかみ守りたまえ先あえたまえ弥勒おみかみ守りたまえ先あえたまえ教えみよや主の神守りたまえ先あえたまえ教えみよや主の神守りたまえ先あえたまえかんながらたまちあえませかんながらたまちあえませGreat God of light, creator and giver of all life, in accordance with your divine will, the long age of night draws to an end. Your radiant divine light, shining ever more brilliantly, awakens the dawn of the glorious age of light, a time long awaited by all humanity. We thank you for guiding us to your divine plan and for the privilege of channeling and receiving joy. May our spirits and bodies be illuminated and purified as we live your truth given to us by Meishu-sama. Make us pure and effective instruments of your divine light, so that we may serve you and all those with whom we come in contact. May paradise on earth be realized, with health, peace, and prosperity, a reality in our lives. Great God of light, bless and protect us. Radiate our souls with your divine light, so that we may truly become instruments of your great plan. Please be seated. We will now receive group Johrei.
May God and Mr. Lord bless you.
Johrei is now concluded. We will now listen to a reading from Meishu-sama's teachings. The great law of nature, the great universe, all its stars and planets, exists in perfect balance because each and every part moves in accordance with divine order. Nature, its great majestic beauty, is the silent, priceless teaching of the Supreme God. People once thought of conquering nature, but instead were conquered themselves before they could even realize what nature had accomplished. All of creation has the potential to bring pleasure to humanity. Think of the flowers in spring, the colors of autumn, the scenic beauty of mountains and rivers, the loveliness of moonlight nights, and the comfort of hot mineral springs. God has provided all these things for our enjoyment and given us the senses with which to enjoy them. Since God has done all this, to turn away from the abundance God offers, to deliberately attempt to exist on only the barest necessities, is contrary to God's wishes. I do not believe in asceticism. I live an ordinary life like other people do, for I believe this is in harmony with God's will. Paradise on earth will be a world in which the lives of all human beings will be elevated in every way, and all kinds of fine art and entertainment will make great progress. Our purpose is to create a world full of truth, virtue, and beauty. The ascetic way of life may be full of virtue, but it lacks truth and beauty.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you for joining the Miroku Association headquarters evening service. Thank you also for your continuous prayers for all those affected by the earthquake in Turkey and Syria. This evening, I want to share with you the faith experience of Roberto Pinto de Mello from the Santo André Johrei Center in Brazil. Roberto, who is now 73 years old, did not believe in God for most of his life. 2018, his wife was worried because her stools had become very bloody. Two of their neighbors had previously introduced Johrei to them. Roberto decided to ask them for their Johrei assistance. Within a few days of receiving Johrei, the bleeding stopped. Upon getting results from medical tests, they learned that nothing problematic was detected. Roberto's wife continued receiving Johrei from the neighbors. However, she did not visit the Johrei Center. In January of 2020, Roberto visited a hospital emergency room due to an inflammation in his right big toe. For a period of 10 days, he took the antibiotics that were prescribed. However, there was no improvement in his condition. By April, the condition of his foot had gotten worse. Yet, because of the pandemic, he didn't return to the hospital for fear of contamination. His wife recognized the strength of Johrei, insisted that he receive it from their neighbors. Faced with the frightening situation in which he found himself, despite his lack of conviction, he chose to listen to his wife's persistent advice and consented to receive Johrei. Due to social isolation requirements, he was unable to go to the neighbor's house or receive visitors himself. Uniquely, because of the structure of the two homes adjacent to each other, the next door neighbors were able to stand at a window in a room of their home, while Roberto would place a chair on the roof of his house so that there was only a mere distance of 6 feet separating them. It was at this time that Roberto realized that for Johrei members, there are no barriers to the practice of truly caring for others. Roberto then began receiving an hour and a half of Johrei daily. While receiving Johrei, he felt the sensation of pins and needles and tingling in his toes and leg. Fascinatingly, the condition of his toe improved, and his belief in the power of Johrei grew each passing day. The neighbors gave Roberto the link to our online services, and he and his wife began attending daily. In June of 2020, an obstruction of more than 70% was found in a vein in one of his legs that seemingly would require the placement of a stent, which is a small metal tube implanted inside a vein in order to facilitate blood flow. However, doctors considered the possible necessity of amputation of his toes, or perhaps even his whole foot. Yet, throughout it all, Roberto continued to receive Johrei daily and was able to witness steady improvement in his impacted right foot. In August, although he was hospitalized for the stent placement procedure, an ultrasound treatment determined that the obstruction had actually diminished to less than 50%, thus making a need for surgery unnecessary. Roberto's toe completely healed, and he was spared from having to undergo any further medical treatments. Roberto returned to his home and each day received Johrei and appropriately attended to cleaning his foot. He also began to a habit of reading the divine writings regularly and genuinely expressing his gratitude through monetary offerings. He came to understand that the severe purification that he encountered was actually the vehicle used by the divine realm for his awakening to the existence of the invisible, to divine light and the strength of Johrei, and the saving power of Meishu-sama. As an expression of their gratitude for the miracle experienced, Roberto and his wife, inspired, became Johrei members, with each receiving the sacred focal point of Hikari in November of 2020. Roberto is very thankful to God and Meishu-sama for the opportunity to have his faith changed, and mainly for having become a spiritually oriented person. He also thanks his neighbors who would spare no effort in their gift of helping him through daily Johrei. Roberto is very happy to be part of the Johrei family, and his commitment is to be a useful instrument for Meishu-sama in helping others and serving in the construction of paradise on earth. Thank you very much for attending this evening service, for listening to this very beautiful faith experience. Wish you a most wonderful evening.
This brings to a conclusion our evening service. Thank you everyone for joining us. We wish you a very blessed evening.